the air. Oh.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Progressive Discussions Live. I'm your host, James P. Madonna of Mega Life 21, and I am here with my illustrious co-host, the one and only Mick Von Raven. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Good evening, Jimmy. I am well.
It is
Saturday night.
Oh yeah, it is the second. No, wait a minute. We are in the first week of February 2018, and it happens to be Saturday evening, about 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And you have a very ravenish color shirt on. You look looks pretty good.
I thank you. Saturday night harkens me back to a lyric I heard. It's Saturday night, it's time to fuck or fight. Well, we're here to fight.
Yes. You actually, your shirt is like charcoal gray. It actually goes with a lot of the colors around this video, which is a good choice.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to start off by saying that the New England Patriots defense sucked. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You did suck. You allowed those I don't know what the hell they are. They're almost like inbred rednecks of the Northeast. The Philadelphia fans tried to trash their city.
Yeah, they're not like you and I.
Why on earth would you trash your city and set things on fire if your team won the Super Bowl? It's beyond me.
When the Pistons won, weren't they turning cars over in Detroit, or as I like to call it, Detroit?
Is life that boring there that they really, instead of having a parade with floats, and drinking root beer floats and whatever the hell they do, isn't that better to celebrate with good food and grog than it is to set your city on fire?
Like a nice Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, not with Cheese Whiz and Velveeta, with real cheese.
Exactly. From a cow, not a machine.
I mean, for you numbskulls out there that don't know what real cheese is, just Google the word cheese, and I don't think the processed poison will come up.
Exactly.
Okay. For good luck, I'm 7 lucky bells for Progressive Discussions.
L'chaim.
Okay. And everything we discuss politically is part of our series, Capitalism in a Conch Shell. Soaking that conch energy from Davy Jones' locker in the briny deep. Yes, King Neptune, I will say something about him. Okay, don't worry about it, King Neptune. All right. Oh, by the way, you really enjoyed Krampus's visit that time during the holidays. Okay. Me, I did too. He's great. All right, bye.
Long Krampus.
I just want to say, get well soon, and please recover to my longtime co-host, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. All right, I dedicate the show to his recovery.
Double to that, double.
Yes, and let me start off with you being out of Facebook prison, and take it over, Chief.
Well, real quick before I start that, I wanted to say shout out to Stephanie and Marty Zima, who have got me on a road of a supplement called Plexus, which I'm getting Monday, and I'll let everyone know how I like it. And if I like it, I'm going to push it real hard in holistic healthcare. I'm looking to lose some weight and get some overall health. Also, I want to make a quick mention of Waco, the miniseries. That's good, a good DVR, so you can fast forward it, and that the murder of assassination of Gianni Versace on American Horror Crime Story. That's quite good. But I digress. Facebook. I had 2 back-to-back 30-day full bans from Facebook. The second one, I knew I was headed down that road. I basically took a picture off Facebook and reposted it. What's getting me my goat the most right now is I just got back to Facebook about a week ago. I've been posting. Everything's been going fine. All of a sudden, if you take something from Facebook, not even paste and copy, just posting it, oh, but you've posted spam. You're spamming. That's spam. Oh, but if it's somewhere else, it's not spam. But if you repost it, it's spam. And I looked, and no one's been reporting me. It's my special fucking angel on Facebook that's following my ass around. And the thing that fucking burned my ass, as soon as I went into spam prison till Monday, they sent me, hey, Mick, you got a high-performing post. Why don't you boost the motherfucker?
Yeah, $10. Yeah, boost my balls.
Yeah. Would that include a hand or a blowjob for tenor there, fuckerberg?
Zucker fucker bot, or was that fucker Zucker bot?
It's any way you want to slice it. He's a piece of shit. And so, you know, the thing that gets my goat, once again, that's the second time I've used that. I apologize.
No, I'm gonna move for curry goat. You know, now that everything's getting you goat. All right, go ahead.
The fact that the First Amendment doesn't mean anything. First Amendment versus community standards. So the community standards fucking from what, Russia? Because the First Amendment, you could say and do anything nonviolent. You could even say horrible things, and you should be protected. So community standards can suck my balls. There's no such thing. There's no standards on Facebook. It's the highest bidder. Facebook used to be fun and free. Now you're seeing advertisements. The highest bidder was Russia with their Zucker fucker bots, and that's A-okay. But hey, you spammed. We think you're spamming. Is that getting them off of Facebook so we can get some Ruskies on there?
Well, let me tell you something. I like to follow patterns, and I notice every time Republicans are in control, of course, corporations get deregulated, and which means they can do anything they want to the consumer. And companies like the one my sister works for can become slave drivers and downsize and make one person do the job of like a few people, and until you drop dead. And they do all kinds of things. They lie in advertisement. They're guilty of advertisement fraud. Like what happened to me, when I ordered something from mainland China and it had nothing to do with the description or the photograph. Okay, thank you, companies in mainland China for, you get away with murder. Republicans lie to you profusely, and it's all about, and hypocrisy is running wild too when they're in charge.
And the top 1% is getting those much needed tax breaks, pieces of shit.
Yeah, well, that's why there is, let's put it this way, the demons must be defanged, and this is why FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, created the regulations. Now, when the Republicans are in charge, the fangs go back in the demons because they have to suck the cocks of the donors, the fat cats.
The checks and balances are not there. The watchdogs are hushed. It's a crock of shit.
It's a crock of shit, and it's alive and well on Facebook, as you well know. Tell me something. If I took a photo of myself, a close-up, with a case or a can of Spam, and I just posted it everywhere, would I be guilty of Spam?
Well, if you cooked it up and ate it, you might be.
Hawaiians love Spam, from what I understand.
Spam used in a how do I say? Spam used lightly or occasionally is delicious.
Well,
right? Not so much.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I buy the Aldi's version of Spam, which is imported from Denmark. There are no meat byproducts. All the ingredients are good. There's
no hooves and snouts and tails.
No crap. There is no crap of any kind in the Aldi Spam. They call it luncheon meat. That's where they get the luncheon.
That stuff in my life.
If people make fun of it, they look down on it. But when you eat a quality version of Spam, it smells great and it tastes great. I mean, I like it.
As long as there's not any mechanically separated chicken, you're all fucking set.
Now, byproducts, like roadkill American hot dogs, by the way, could be anything. Once you pate something, once you puree it, pate it, pulverize it,
put it in the old grinder, the old meat grinder.
Yeah, it could be anything. It could be roadkill that has decomposed and beyond rigor mortis. It could be worms. I mean, magnets. I mean, my grandmother used to mispronounce maggots. She used to say magnets.
Tradition.
Yeah, like my grandfather say, I used to work in a factory. I said, what the hell's a factory? A factory, you know. Anyway, it could be anything. The only way you could tell what it is if you bring it to a lab. Now, does the average American have the money to be bringing everything to a damn lab and having it tested? I think not.
You know what I like to do is I like to cube it and fry it and make a skillet with it. Oh, sorry, my computer wants you to know what time it is. Siri wants us to know. I like to cube it, fry it, and make a skillet, a breakfast skillet with it. That's a good way to use it.
Yeah, but check out all these. Being that you're in Illinois, read the ingredients and you'll see.
Danish pork is the best. It's the best.
Oh, it's pork. It's from Denmark. It's pork, and all the other ingredients are decent compared to the nationally advertised American, byproduct garbage. But anyway, I know we're digressing. We're doing a little everything is food Facebook group talk. Let me see. Okay. I want to talk about today's rude, selfish millennials. Now, I'm going to tell you a millennial story. It won't be long. I received a gift from a wonderful friend, iPhone 6 with high memory. And I got my cell phone plan. I got rid of the piece of garbage Android, and it was like I was so happy to get rid of it. It was forcing software on me. It was downloading software onto the Android without giving me the option of saying no. I wasn't allowed to turn it down. They were forcing software on me. So I couldn't wait to get rid of that damn thing. So I got the plan from Boost Mobile. Now, the problem was Boost Mobile only sends 25 SIM cards at a time per week to the franchise-owned Boost Mobile centers because they're franchises, at least over here. So I called another Boost Mobile franchise that is farther away. It wasn't in my town like the one I wanted. I call, this young chick picks up the phone, millennial. I said, where are you located? All right. She gives me the address. I says, okay, I know Main Street in Hackensack, New Jersey very well. What landmarks are around your store? She refused to give me landmarks. She kept on giving me the address. The lazy bitch will not give me landmarks.
Probably didn't know the area.
What's that?
Probably didn't know the area.
Well, let me tell you something. When I went to Google Maps and I saw where it was right next. And when I say next to, it was right next to the Bangkok Gardens Thai restaurant and a uniform store. And across the street was Tandoori Chef Indian restaurant. You talk about landmarks. They were all around the store. She could have, it would only take a few seconds. So what I'm trying to say is these selfish bastards that won't even say thank you if you hold the door open. These are the ones that are going to be running the United States and the world when you and I are in nursing homes.
Well, the reason they don't know landmarks is because they're constantly looking down, not around themselves.
Oh, like the video about with the girl that ran into the signpost as she was looking at her phone. I mean, come on. You're right smack dab next to the Bangkok Gardens Thai restaurant. And Tandoori Chef is right across the street. So look, how many seconds did I say that in like just several seconds, right?
Yeah.
I'm a customer. I mean, a potential customer. Of course, I told her to go fuck yourself because I knew where it was. I was just trying to test her. So she was being, typical sociopath, millennial, and so that takes care of the millennials. I want to say something to all you young single gentlemen out there. Back in the day, I used to dabble with online dating. Now, as I told you before, I study patterns. Did you know that I wouldn't say all, but most of the profiles that females had on their online dating profile, most of them were long lists of nitpicky demands, like they wanted the most perfect man that was ever conceived. You know what I mean? So, yep. and I sensed anger in what they wanted. I said they talked very angry. So my question is, you're so nitpicky about getting the perfect man. What do you bring to the table? And I'm going to use my Blackthorn shillelagh. What do you? This is my right-wing conservative skull crusher.
Nice.
What do you bring to the table that you can be so demanding and nitpicky, and just have like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want a professional with money, and he's got to be intelligent, he's got to be handsome, he's got to be this, he's got to be that. What do you bring to the table? And you know what? What they bring to the table is baggage, somebody else's children that they want you to be an instant daddy to. They bring many imperfections and many flaws. So that's what I have to say about online dating. Just don't be a hypocrite like a Republican is what I'm saying.
Hey, one thing I wanted to bring up was I wanted to say rest in peace to Craig McGregor, former bass player of Foghat. Oh my gosh, that guy had an examination in 2012 and they saw a small spot on his lung and never told him. 2015, it turned out to be full-blown lung cancer, and he was an advocate for truth in testing after that, and he succumbed to the illness. And it just goes to show you, they're practicing medicine, they're practicing on you and me. So I want to say rest in peace to him. So many guys from Foghat are gone. It's very sad. One other thing real quick, I couldn't believe the one good thing this administration did was I got my tax return in like 10 days. I've never been that quick in my entire life. I do my own taxes. I was in shock and awe. That's about all I can say about that administration.
Yeah, you had a premature taxulation.
Yes, I did, all over the place.
You know what? I wonder if his family could sue for medical malpractice. Getting back to the
that sucks. I mean, could you imagine if they found something and let's just say they did a prostate exam, they found something, didn't tell you, 2 years later, 3 years later, you have prostate cancer.
Well, the great Frank Zappa died of prostate cancer.
Misdiagnosed. I heard a story about Johnny Bench. They thought he had lung cancer and cut him open real bad, and he did.
Oh shit!
That swing was never the same after that.
Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, but hey, maybe we should go into something more positive.
Well, Frank Zappa, I gotta say, was like George Carlin. He was way ahead of his time. He was a great progressive.
They told the truth, George and Frank. They shared a vision, maybe not together, but very much in common.
They had a lot of things in common, Frank Zappa, George Carlin, and they're visionaries. Hey, I saw in the documentary that Nikola Tesla used to get all his scientific calculations and information in visions while he was sleeping. He would like see them.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah, I don't know whether or not be alien influence, you know, or Werner von Braun believed very much in extraterrestrials, and he knew more than he announced when he worked for NASA and everything.
That SpaceX company, private company, sending a rocket to Mars, unmanned rocket to Mars. That's just amazing.
Yeah, he had meetings he had meetings at the secretive Bohemian Grove with the Fat Cats, and they about a private space program. And I think the idea of the anti-gravity device came from ancient Indian Sanskrit, where it was a bell-shaped, and the Nazis had this. They were working on it. It was a bell-shaped device with, I believe, a sphere of mercury inside with a type of gyroscope that whipped the mercury at a high speed that created an anti-gravity effect. And I might not be 100% accurate, but this is what I remember from the explanation of the Indian Sanskrit. But, you know, they called it the bell, the German scientists.
The Nazis didn't go too far with that. Hey, I wanted to mention one other thing. We were talking about George Carlin, another great Bill Hicks. The late Bill Hicks was a visionary as well. Loved him. Died at a very young age. Hey, guess what? I've got a high-performing ad. I just got the email. Oh, gosh, I might have to go. I might have to do it.
I see high-performing ads like day and night, but you think I'm going to...
Yes, I've got a high-performing ad. I need to act now. They could help me with advertising. Yeah, exactly. High perform this.
I'm shellacking the shillelagh. Hey, you want me to boost everything I put on Facebook? You hawk-nosed bastard. Here.
Oh, piece of shit.
$10. Here, boost it. Yeah, boost it.
I guarantee if you did it one time, they'd be all over your shit even more than they are now. If you actually paid for a boost one time, they'd go ape shit. Yeah, we got him. We got him. Quick, quick, quick.
I got him pegged. When he was young, I bet all the jocks used to beat him up and throw him in the garbage head first. They used to smack him around. They probably used to twist his nose like Mo Howard did on the Stooges.
Exactly.
I'm talking about Zuckerberg. And they smacked him around. And this is his power trip. Now that he's a very wealthy geek, he's on this power trip because you can't get a human being when you call Facebook's main office. You really never win any appeals, no matter how slick.
They don't reply to any appeals ever. They just have a systematic way of screwing with people with free minds and free speakers. They just want idiots on there that don't post anything but puppies and kitty cats and, you know, flowers and shit.
Oh, look what I had for lunch. Oh, isn't my kitten adorable? Oh, my grandchildren are so wonderful. You know, you know what the main office in California of Facebook tells you? They refer you to their help section on the website, which means, here we go, shellac the old shillelagh again. Ah, me gold. What is me gold?
I love when you go ahead and do a appeal and they say, thanks for sharing. Return to Facebook now. Because they're trying to separate it. They pull you away from Facebook so they can probably copy your IP address.
The community standards.
Yeah. I wonder what communities he's getting these fucking standards from.
Well, it's probably Dante's Inferno. It's probably where all the demons hang out, where all the scum are. You know, I can't be. Yeah, what community is it? We should come up with our own alternative to it.
Our community standards call for Fuckerberg to fuck off.
Listen, truth, justice, truth. Number one, truth.
Real truth.
1 Thessalonians, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Prove all things, you know. And just because somebody puts you in your place and criticizes you and proves you're wrong, that doesn't mean it's fake news. You know what I mean? You know, now all of a sudden Hawknose is concerned about fake news. We don't want fake news on Facebook. Well, yeah, well,
if you pay to have fake news on Facebook, they'll still allow it, I can guarantee you.
Yeah. Oh, you know who else is not as bad as Zuckerberg, but Google, YouTube, Google with the third party copyright bullshit crap. You know, like, you know how many
not available in your country. Love that.
You know how many I get where, okay, they won't, it's not bad enough for them to mute your video, but they give you the warning because a copyrighted song, maybe a part of it was played. And, you know, classical music is supposed to be public domain, you know. Yeah. But if Isaac Perlman plays his violin and he plays Johann Sebastian Bach and he plays it just slightly different, just like a microscopic amount different, you know that he could possess that classical song, you know, and his fucking hawk-nosed, blood-sucking lawyers can, you know.
Copyright infringement. I had that happen on Facebook, by the way. While I was in a 30-day prison, I'd go on Facebook now and again, you know, and they deleted a page that a friend of mine on there started. Tom Leary started AC/DC unofficial Australian CDs, and I got onto Facebook and they said, "Whoa, copyright infringement. Warning, we could delete your profile permanently." Fuck off.
Permanently? Oh, they love to threaten.
Yes.
You know, they threaten like a lot of people who are administrators of groups on Facebook. They just love to threaten you, you know, and the
all-powerful Oz. Don't look behind the curtain.
Well, they don't like it when you challenge them. You know, it's like it's a power trip. I've worked for people like that.
Don't we all?
It's a power trip. Usually male supervisors will not threaten you like female supervisors. If there are men under a female, they'll like throw in the little dig, you know, the little threat. You know, you know what? I was always way too independent to deal with any of this bullshit. That's why I've lost interest in groups. I'm happy about where the groups that I created have gone. I'm thrilled, but will I create a new group? Never, because I don't want anybody telling me about your fucking community standards and telling me what to do with my group, because I lost. Well, it was ripped off from me, but I lost the group called "This Group Is About Nothing," based on the Seinfeld episode about this the show that is about nothing. Sash Boyle stole it from me, and he still has it, and he never apologized for doing so, and he's still out there. And I got in trouble. I lost the group, and I lost my original Facebook account because I posted selfies of WWE Pro Wrestling Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter.
Posted a link. You posted a link.
Yeah, took nude selfies.
Photos. A link is something you could click or not click on. How offensive is that?
Yeah.
Not really a link.
There were nude photos. So apparently Facebook's community standards has a problem with nudity. And you know, you see where I'm going with this. Has a problem with nudity, and I'm comparing it to your page, not group, but that page. Remember that page?
Looking good.
Okay, right, correct. I'm comparing it to that. They have a problem with nudity, but it's okay to bombard everyone with constant spamming and allowing scammers and prostitutes and fake profiles from Ghana and Nigeria to constantly bother you. But that's all right. That's all right. And the boosting for $10 a pop.
Boost my islands. I need more island space. I need the boost. Give me the boost.
Yeah, boost. You know, I mean, tell me something. Is this drama on Twitter? Because I have a Twitter.
They suspend your account if you do too much shit on Twitter. They suspended Trump's account briefly.
In other words, they don't on Twitter. They also don't appreciate the First Amendment.
No, they allow a lot on Twitter, but they didn't allow the president to be a bully.
And what about Tumblr? I hear Tumblr.
Hot to trot, man. Anything goes on Tumblr. Man.
I don't think they really censor photos on Tumblr, from what I
know. Everything's quite explicit on Tumblr.
The only problem with Tumblr is you can't put like page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. You got to freaking scroll vertically all the way down and all the way down. I think it's a pain in the ass when you have to scroll vertically, like forever, you know. But I want to bring up something. The oxymoron, right-wing, poor, and middle class. Yes, it is an oxymoron because, speaking of social media, Mr. Mick von Raven, there are multitudes of people without a pot to piss in that obsessively defend Republicans and Donald Trump, like a Republican or Donald Trump is actually going to make their lives better. They actually they actually care about these poor schmucks, and it's a joke. It's a joke. A Republican can care less about the poor and the middle class, but these idiots, these teabaggers, continue to defend Republicans and put the blame on big government and Democrats and liberals, which they call libtards, and they continue. Hey, you don't have a pot to piss in. You honestly think Mitch McConnell or Paul Ryan or Donald Trump gives a fuck about you if you're not part of the top 2%?
Old turtleneck Mitch.
The oligarch. If you're not part of the oligarch, you think a Republican really cares if you're happy or if you prosper?
No.
No, of course not. They want you to end up in the poorhouse so you can be so desperate that you'll take any chicken scratch salary or like with Jeff Sessions, who invested in all those privatized prisons. Well, maybe, you get busted for moonshining or marijuana and you become a slave to the corporation. You work for free. That's what they really want.
Have you heard about this new Republican Nazi candidate? They've got a new candidate. I don't remember his name, but he's a former member of the Nazi Party.
So he's a perfect Republican. He's a fascist. That doesn't acknowledge the First Amendment or the Constitution.
I also saw a post about Mitch McConnell's former campaign manager he's been found guilty of child trafficking.
Well, what about that recent? That's disgusting. What about that recent article about a Utah, probably a Mormon, a Utah politician using tax money for prostitution visits? And he's an anti-prostitution evangelical.
Well, all of the biggest opponents of these things are usually the biggest hypocrites.
Yeah. It's like looketh over there, like the commercial. Like if you blow up a smoke screen distraction and you accuse others of doing what you are actually doing, it sort of distracts people from focusing on what you're doing. Like you accuse them of it's like when the popes during the Middle Ages, the corrupt, evil popes used to say, if you disagree with the Pope or criticize him, heresy, you're guilty, you're a heretic. It's like
burnings. Just find somebody you don't like and call them a witch.
It's like with the fake news thing with Donald Trump. It's a witchcraft. Heresy, witchcraft, hey, if you agree with them and you give them compliments, they love you. As soon as you disagree with them, heresy, fake news, burn them at the stake, hang them, you know, a torture chamber or whatever. You know,
the only thing I can hope is we don't have that fucking military parade that old Trumpster wants.
Oh yeah, the military parade. Yeah, like
draft dodger, military parade for draft dodger. That's the hilarity of it.
The military parade for the phony patriots, the phony fake patriots, and the phony fake Christians too. You know, counterfeit Christianity is running wild. Oh, the funniest thing that happened recently was Donald Trump's prayer breakfast. I saved the best for last. A prayer breakfast by a man, an insane man who now thinks he's a pastor or an evangelist, and he can hold a prayer breakfast. I wouldn't call any Republican a bona fide real Christian to begin with, let alone Donald Trump. So now we have a prayer breakfast. So who's he having for breakfast? Stormy, the porn star?
Things have gotten real stormy in the White House.
Why doesn't he invite Stormy to the Oval Office to, you know, do brunch? You know, I mean,
his wife is just so publicly humiliated. The first lady, no wonder she doesn't want to be around him anymore.
Well, her photos were the first humiliation. You know, I mean, the only first lady in the history of the country to have very risque or perhaps pornographic style photos,
which was quite attractive, by the way.
We don't know. Yeah. Trump was he was fraternizing with Stormy while she was giving birth to Barron Trump, the baby, right?
It's just it's a sham. The whole thing's a sham.
It's a total embarrassment. But yeah, prayer breakfast. You know, it's almost as funny as Oral Roberts having the prayer tower. You know, if you send me a large donation, I will go up in the prayer tower and pray for you. And I have a bat phone to God. You know, it's red. And
you should watch that Waco about David Koresh. Everyone believed he was a Messiah. Hilarious. He was a misogynistic womanizer, not a Messiah.
Yeah, he used to
rise the Bible. He had sex with 13, 14-year-old girls.
Yeah, he used to give his blessings by breaking in, being a pedophile, breaking in
teens.
Yeah, young girls. And what about that other insane Marshall Applewhite of Heaven's Gate, the guy with the eyes that used to bug out? He says everybody has to wear white sneakers, and the rapture's coming on the top of a mountain in California, and because the aliens are going to pick us up, and that's the rapture. And he actually had everybody kill themselves, you know, commit suicide.
If I was a eunuch, I would kill myself too. Weren't they all eunuchs as part of it? Yeah, they were.
They were eunuchs?
Yes.
You mean they were capons like a chicken? They had their balls cut off?
Yes, and one of them was Uhura's brother from Star Trek.
Really? Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't know her name other than her real name, but her brother was one of those.
Now, who was the cultist that had everyone drink poisoned Kool-Aid?
Jim Jones.
Jim Jones. Okay, that was Jim.
Forced that on people too. Children were forced to drink that, just like Koresh forced people to stay in that building when he started on fire. They killed
Wacko and Waco. Yeah,
they killed 26 children. Yeah, I'm so tired of mass homicides. Live and let live.
Now, you know, Jesse Ventura is very correct for being against organized religion. He said it's for weak-minded people. It's even beyond that. Organized religion is a cult because it has nothing to do with what is inside the Bible. They don't worship the God of the Bible. So when a right-wing, very wealthy politician who is possibly a sociopath has a prayer breakfast, the praying is not to the God of the Bible when Republicans have a prayer breakfast. It is
God of the almighty dollar is what they're praying to.
Well, the worship of the love of money is idolatry. It is a form of idolatry, and it is a satanic cult because it's not of the Bible, And what people don't understand is that the 10 tribes of Israel all have a curse on them from God. I mean, they turn their backs on God many times, and but you know what? The media, with their teleprompters, they're told what to say and what not to say, and many Americans are not independent, free, critical thinkers, and they believe only what they hear and see on the mainstream media, and this is where we're at. But social media is really full of imbeciles because I am so. This is why I only log in, let's say, a Facebook in spurts. I can only take so much of it. I pick and choose what I wish to see and read and respond to, and then I leave because I get bored very easily. I really I don't care about how cute your kittens and puppies and grandchildren and what you had for lunch, and stupid things. What about small talk? Now, I know Larry David, the producer, he's on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
HBO. He doesn't like the stop and chat because you get these small talkers that bore the hell out of you, and I see them on Facebook. And if I give a deep comment on something, everybody else doesn't comment on my deep comment. They'll say, looking good. Oh, keep up the good work. Oh, it looks great. Oh, yeah, right on. Yeah. Well, you stupid imbecile, say something intelligent. I just said something deep. Like Frank Zappa style or Carlin style. Like use your brain. Don't just say, "Oh, you're looking wonderful. Oh, how adorable your granddaughter is." I mean, small talk.
They're sheep. They're just being flocked around.
They're sheeple. Yeah, they're sheeple, and. You know what? I have a feeling, getting back to social media and Facebook, I have a feeling they are bots, because what else besides a bot would constantly block someone for a certain amount of days continuously for doing something they never did in the first place?
Well, it's always the mystery achievement. They never come out and say what it is you've done.
No.
Only you might know, but most times it's just a damn guess. What did I do? It still amazes me. I'm in this spam hell, and not one, I have no people went to blocking. I went again just now. Not one person has complained about my post. It's my fucking angel, Facebook angel following me around.
Well, now what happens is every time I look up Facebook security, in quotation marks, I get zero. I get nobody.
Good though, because I've had people recently, just not in the last 2 weeks. I showed a friend at work, how to do that, and he was amazed. That's a good tool.
Oh no! I found multiple people.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
But I haven't found anyone in many weeks.
Oh yeah, we both have found a lot of people.
Yeah, initially at the beginning, but then it tapered off where I find no one.
I found a few recently. About 2 weeks ago, I found 3 or 4 people.
I just call them out and say, look, stop with the keyboard courage. You got a problem.
Yeah,
If you have a problem, you can dislike someone's page. You can quit someone's group.
Unfollow someone, block someone.
You can unfollow someone on your friends list. You can even remove them from your friends list. You can block someone. You can do many things. You don't have to censor them. Even if they really are a moron, you really don't have to deal with them. Or if the other person's the moron and you're the genius, and they can't handle your brilliance, they don't have to deal with you.
I had another problem on Facebook with the groups. You manage your groups. You go there. Some of the groups aren't listed there. Unless you go on them. Oh, we forgot to list 5 of your groups. It's a crock. It's called Facebook glitches. What it is. Facebook has a lot of mechanical glitches.
You know what else? You know what else happens? At once upon a time, if you just boot up your computer, you just go online, and once upon a time, you can go to Google and type in the name of your Facebook page, and the link will come up, and you click the link, and you would see 100% of everything there. Now, you'll see what's there, Mick, but a big a big request will pop up in front of your page asking you if you have a Facebook account, and you need to get one if you don't have one, and you need to log into Facebook to see everything. Before, your page was like a web page. My Twitter account, my Twitter channel is still like a web page. I mean, somebody can click on it and view everything. But this pencil neck geek, big nose motherfucker is arranging it so he can maximize the amount of people with accounts, so he can pull his shit and nag them to spend money and spam them. And this guy is like, I knew when I was in 7th and 8th grade, there was this friggin' geek genius named Eugene Hoyas, and he used to antagonize and insult all the jocks, and the jocks would like smack him around. You know what I mean? He was a geek. He had a high IQ, but he rubbed your nose in it. And you know what? He got beat up, and I didn't feel sorry for him. That's what Zucker's shit reminds me of. It reminds me of Eugene Hoyas, and they got smacked around, by calling all the jocks dummies and idiots. So that's where we're at. But he got lucky. Not everyone who achieves financial independence has done it in a nice way or an honest way. There's a lot of ill-gotten gains going on.
Yes. Russian money, you mean, right?
Especially now with the Republicans. Now, next November, speaking of all you knuckleheads and imbeciles, November of 2018 is very important, because an imbecile told me, "Oh, I only vote for the president." I says, "Why? The president of the United States is not a sole dictator. There's something called a Congress and a Senate, and they're up for re-election this November of 2018. I says, "What's wrong with people? They think that it's only the president and that's it. There's the Supreme Court, there's congressmen, there's senators."
They didn't even vote in the presidency. A lot of people didn't, so they're all full of shit.
63% of the American population did not bother to vote.
That's how we got the clown in the office.
So when somebody tries to show how brilliant they are on Facebook and tries to razzle dazzle you, the first thing out of my mouth is, "Did you vote? You didn't vote? Then I'm not interested in what you have."
No, I'm going to vote next time. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. What made you forget to vote the last time? Was it perhaps, your peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Was it a beer? Was it, I don't know. What was it? Was it a college basketball game? I mean, how long does it take for you to get your ass over there early enough and vote like I do? I go in the early afternoon, and there's just like a few senior citizens in there, and I got the whole place to myself, and I just vote.
I go in the morning and I wear that little sticker that says I voted, and nobody even asked me about it. Hey, one last thing before we go,
Yes.
I wanted to mention that stupid Devin Nunes document, and then now there's a Democratic response, and Trump, the chump, is blocking its release. That says a lot about what really goes on in this country. Let the bullshit be known and the truth be smothered.
Yeah. The truth is getting smothered, and it is a sign of a fascism or a dictatorship. The new thing in the news is that the evangelical religious freak, Vice President Mike Pence, who makes no sense, was snubbing Kim Jong Schlong, whatever his name is, his sister.
His sister. Yeah, Pence is I like that openly gay skater told Pence to eat his heart out. That was hilarious.
Yeah, well, he gave the cold shoulder. I mean, that's what a cannibal does to you when you're late for dinner. You get the cold shoulder, But he gave the cold shoulder to North Korea Kim's sister.
Not showing very much progressive thought in that, seeing as North and South Korea are walked in together in the Olympics for the first time in I don't know how many years, and he didn't seize that opportunity to make something better out of himself. He's a buffoon. I saw a good post saying, "Hey, you're not supposed to sit down at national anthems," and he did during the Korean national anthem.
Well, at least present a greeting to the girl. At least like shake the fingertips of her hand or something, and it's like, just, you don't have to like get into conversation, but
some diplomacy instead of just being a appointed buffoon.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump chose Pence, and I always knew he was an evangelical religious freak, like Rick should be in a sanitarium santorum. Always knew, or Mike Huckabee. I always knew he was an evangelical freak. I think Donald Trump chose him so he can secure the evangelical zealot vote.
Exactly.
And that's where we're at. It's there's so much corruption, so much dishonesty. Oh, what's with the Donald Trump has a problem with that federal judge of Mexican heritage now.
Oh, again?
He had some racist things to say about him.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I listened to it. He really did. Even Paul Ryan said what he said was racist about the.
Paul Ryan, our savior.
I noticed that Wisconsin, even though it's right next to Minnesota, is really a right-wing northern state.
Yes, very much so.
Wisconsin, they are right-wing because I don't meet that many progressives from Wisconsin. I really don't, and
you're not going to.
No, I'm surprised they make good cheese. I mean,
they make the best cheese in the world. I have to tell you that much. They're at least concentrating on one good thing. It's even better than Vermont.
Fried cheese curds. Well, they make just about everything there. All kind of cheese there.
I'm not the 12 and 20-year-old cheddar is the best in the world. So at least you call that the cheddar curtain in Illinois. When you go up to Wisconsin, you're passing through the cheddar curtain.
I didn't even know there was a 20-year-old cheddar cheese. Really?
God, yes. Well, they don't have a lot of it. A lot of times you have 12-year-old, 15-year-old, 20-year-old. I know New York cheddar is a big deal. Wisconsin's even better.
Yeah, Vermont. Well, I like
Wisconsin number 1, Vermont number 2.
I like really sharp, stinky fermented cheese like Camembert, Brie, cheddar, blue cheese. Stilton is from England.
I love to take the cheddar. I get it for my breakfast on the weekends, and I take it out and let it get to room temperature about 2 hours. It's so easy to cut.
Do you like real quality chunky blue cheese dressing on your salad?
Yes, yes. Marie's, or there's another one, Lighthouse. Those
No, really heavy duty. I used to go to this place near me that doesn't have the menu anymore because they sold it. It was a family owned business. There were Germans, and they sold Pub 46 to this asshole that wanted to capitalize on strictly selling booze.
Oh, I had some excellent German food recently at Kuhn's Delicatessen here in Des Plaines, only to find out the owner is retired to Florida and the management company's handling it. Luckily, they haven't changed the menu.
Oh yeah, it's a good thing. But when they had the happy hour, when they had the salad bar out, free salad bar, they had super chunky blue cheese dressing. I mean, better than Marie's. They was really loaded with blue cheese. And man, oh, I love that. I used to gob that on my
blue cheese dressing's got to trump everything. But anyway, I do have to be going soon.
Me too. I'm going to be watching the Ghost Adventures on the Travel Channel and the Dead Files, and I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna heat something up. I got some nice stuffed clams.
Nice. I like oysters myself.
I love fried oysters. I love
Rockefeller are my favorite.
Oysters. Rockefeller. I believe is bacon and melted cheese on them. I think
no bacon, but it's cheese. It's something like that. I haven't had them in a while. I'm gonna watch the A&E Expo on Waco. I'm trying to get as much Waco information as I can right now.
Well, I watched the Science Channel. I watched the History Channel. I watched Moonshiners on the. I watch them all. Travel. All the documentaries about everybody important. I watch them all, and I also have Netflix, which was gifted to me, and I saw a great Western called Traded. Yeah, you would love it. This guy's like, he's he was an old-time lightning fast gunfighter who settled down, got married, bought a ranch. His little son accidentally dies from a rattlesnake bite. But what happened is the mother blamed herself for the boy's death. So she was kind of mean to the daughter. Daughter runs away from home and ends up in a brothel, being sold as a slave. The girls were property, even though it was after the Civil War. The girls that worked in the brothels were property. That
indentured servants is what they were. Sex slaves.
Yeah, you had the saloon on the first level where they played poker and drank, and then you had the brothel upstairs. But they were literally, these women were slaves. And he went and rescued her, but he gunned down a lot of people and lynched them. And
a Netflix original, or
it's not a series. It's one movie.
They make movies too occasionally. They had one with Will Smith, and I forget. It was interesting with aliens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But no, they have series too. I've watched many.
Occasionally a movie, not as many as series, but occasionally they have a movie.
Yeah, I also watch a lot of kung fu movies too. Like offshoots of the Crouching Tiger. Where the girls flying through the air and they all fly.
Sonny Chiba or Jackie Chan's early stuff.
Donnie Yen. The best one I ever saw was the 4 or 5 movies called The IP Man, which was played by Donnie Yen. And what the IP Man was. He did Wing Chun. He practiced on the wooden Wing Chun dummy. And it started off when Japan occupied China, and the Japanese were very cruel to the Chinese, and he was fighting them. And then, long story short, IP Man opened up a Wing Chun school in Hong Kong, and he was the one who trained a very young Bruce Lee and made Bruce Lee who he was.
Love Bruce Lee, man. I loved him.
And IP Man, look it up. IP Man, played by Donnie Yen, and the girl who's fantastic in Kung Fu is Michelle Yu. The girl is like unbelievable. You know, like a Shaolin, you know, monk or nun.
Bruce Lee's true role was supposed to be Kung Fu. He got screwed out of that.
Yes, David Carradine. Yeah,
I really believe he might still be alive if it did that.
You know, and others were. You know, I haven't seen Jet Li in a while, and
he's retired.
Yeah, the other guy, Jackie Chan, does too much comedy.
Getting up there. But his early movies, he did straight Kung Fu, I believe. Drunken Master is actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah, the one from all the movies from Hong Kong. For Kung Fu Theater, I used to watch it every Saturday afternoon. Kung Fu Theater, that's true. You know who was really great? The old man with the long white beard. Remember him?
Yeah, of course.
He was great.
Wasn't he in the Cub and Bear series or whatever that was?
Kicked everyone's ass in every movie.
I also like the blind one. I forget the name of that guy.
Oh, 100 Eyes or 1,000 Eyes, they call it?
No, there was one that a long-standing series where the guy was blind.
And it sensed where everything was, right?
It was good.
Even sword fights, you know. But listen, thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Getting you up again, Jimmy.
Yeah, we went. I even forgot when we started. What time we started?
Something 8:12. 8.
Yeah, you see what happens when you go through a lot of important subjects. But listen, have a good evening, and I will see you in cyberspace.
Excellent. Good seeing you, James. Good night.
Bye bye.